What up, friends? Geoff Fienberg here with you for another edition of PGA Tour Picks for oddschecker.com/US. If you missed my video earlier in the week with @RickRunGood, Rick Gaiman, we broke down the field, gave our betting picks for the week. WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational in Memphis. We are on the road to the FedEx Cup, friends. We have this WGC this week. We have the Wyndham next week, and we are in full on FedEx Cup wrap up the season mode from that point on as we get set for NFL. So I'm super excited for that and my role here at oddschecker.com. Don't worry, the golf coverage will never end. I got you all the way through the swing season. Even can't wait to be breaking down Ryder Cup with you guys all here at Oddschecker. You want my videos each week. All you've got to do is sub to this channel. They will drop right into your feed, especially my videos with Rick Gaiman @RickRunGood. Again, my outright picks already in there. If you watched it yesterday, you saw that I decided to play those 20 to 1s. That 20 to 30 to 1 range is the range that I certainly did attack. My betting picks are below. I spent a good part of that video waxing poetic about Daniel Berger, only in the end to pivot to Patrick Cantlay. Hopefully that's something I don't regret, but if you see my picks below, I did decide to take that 28 to 1 with Patrick Cantlay instead of the 22 to 1 that with Daniel Berger and two players I saw quite even. Hopefully that one doesn't come to kick me in the ass. We'll see. I don't know. I'm a huge Berger fan, so I wouldn't cry if he won, and if that's where you wanted to pivot your action to, I wouldn't have a bad word to say about it. Let's move on to the prop picks. Got a slate of them this week. We're going to start with Sam Burns, friends. Sam Burns plus 225 for that T20. Short field, so I think there's some really nice opportunities for some players closer to that 100 to 1 odds in the betting market on the T20 board. Obviously, it's a significantly shorter payout, but I'm a big game hunter, so I'm looking to just recoup some potential outright losses. That being said, Sam Burns plus 225 on the on that top 20. Burns won at Valspar. Classic tree line golf course. He seems to be a Bermuda specialist. I think his bad form is probably being overrated. Top 20 at the Travelers, top 20 at the Scottish. A nice opportunity for Sam Burns. And my guy, Rick Gaiman, he even mentioned him as a potential long shot he thinks could win this sucker when we spoke yesterday. So I'll give Rick full props to that. He sort of pointed me in the direction of Sam Burns. And like the Lion in the Wizard of Oz, I only have the courage to play a top 20. Moving on, Sergio Garcia plus 200 using that odds checker grid for a T20. It is as low as plus 150. I am tempted to make my entire outright money back this week on a Sergio Garcia top 20. He has just been unconscious with his ball striking, as everyone has mentioned this week. TPC Southwind has a history of rewarding people who don't even putt well on their way to victory, so that puts an extra highlighter around Sergio. He has been striking the ball fantastic. He putted horribly at the 3M. You can make the case he could have won that event by 5 strokes if putting wasn't important. Unfortunately, putting is important, especially on Sunday, but he was still able to pull off like a T25, might have even been a T20, despite being literally atrocious, probably flirting with -7-8 strokes putting. He's still able to have a quality placing. We just get not like flirt with median putting out of Sergio this week. Even worse than median putting, we're going to cash this T20 the way he is striking the ball. This is a T20. It might be my favorite. Again, I see this as an opportunity to recoup every potential bet I'm going to make this week. I do love Sergio. Will Zalatoris. Will Zalatoris plus 170 on that odds checker grid, as low as plus 130. I'm going to also let you know that at DraftKings, I am playing a Will Zalatoris minus 120 over Ryan Palmer head-to-head. To me, this smells like a bad line. I'll make the full Zalatoris case here in one. I just mentioned the history and how kind this place could be to not elite putters, but fantastic ball strikers. Will Zalatoris at the top of the list. literally nearly. I mean, sure, there are a few that have passed him in the last couple months, but seems healthy. I assume he's healthy since his open withdrawal, where he was playing well until he sliced his body in half in the high grass and had to withdraw the next day. Clearly, he tweaked something. But I think he sets up perfectly for this place. And he's kind of being a forgotten entity in golf, considering how excited we were about him not too long ago. Now there's a lot of other youngins that we are more excited to see hit the winner's circle before him. That minus 120 versus Palmer, I really don't understand. I've played it. I'm going to try to take full advantage of it. I don't think it makes much sense from a just when comparing the outright odds. Like Ryan Palmer's north of 100 to 1 on DraftKings, probably even north of 130 to 1 on DraftKings to win the golf tournament. Will Zalatoris is 55 to 1, 60 to 1. So based on that, shouldn't be far worse than minus 120. Excuse me, guys, I'm sorry. Having a tough one this morning. I was hunting for Will Zalatoris head-to-head bet that I thought was a good opportunity to begin with, because as I've already mentioned my case on Will Z for this week and how I think it sets up to him play very well and not win. Sort of my expectation for Will. And in doing so, I came across what I seem to think is a bad line sitting on DraftKings. So Will Zalatoris minus 120 over Ryan Palmer. That is the bet that I have made. Tournament head-to-head over at DraftKings. Will Z. I'm also playing Will Z versus Brian Harman minus 110. There's a lot of love for Harman right now. I'm going to take my chance and say Will Z is ready to storm him. So 2 Will Z head-to-heads on top of a Willie Z top 20. Obviously, you think that I believe something in Willie Z this week. Well, let's break it down here. Should we do the Barracuda stuff first? No, we'll leave that for a moment. I can't quit it. I have bet Victor Hovland to win this week, which means I am making my Victor Hovland props. I'm making my Victor Hovland props over at Will Hill Sportsbook. I just want to make sure I have the numbers absolutely correct. And for Will Hill, they are giving me 80 to 1 on Victor to win by 3 or more strokes and 45 to 1 for Victor to win by 2 or more strokes. I am going back to that bet. I know, absolutely crazy. I probably think Victor Hovland is way better than you guys do. But I can't get over how well Victor is playing. He came on strong at the Olympics with the Sunday 64. I'm not worried he's going from Tokyo to Memphis. The guy went from California to Germany and won a tournament the very next week. Third in strokes gain off the tee and 16th in strokes gain approach. He just couldn't chip. That was typical Victor. That being said, he has some incredible Bermuda stats. He putted beautifully at the Valspar this year. And you might think this is an unfair take as it pertains to Victor, but I don't think there's such thing as an anti-course for Victor right now. He is playing so well, in my opinion. Every course suits Victor. His floor is so high. At the moment. That's how well he's playing. I honestly don't think courses matter. He is so good. He is transcending courses. That might be too much praise. But you know who else I believe this about at the moment? I am not betting him. That is Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth is playing so well and so consistent. He's transcending courses. By that, I mean he's going to courses that we fully expect do not fit Jordan Spieth, shouldn't fit Jordan Spieth, and he's still playing beautiful golf. I believe the exact same as it pertains to Victor Hovland. I really do. So I'm a sucker for Victor. Obviously, nothing has changed there. I'm just going to run this off quickly, friends. Check my Twitter. I don't know. I don't really have a full Barracuda card, but I'm going to give you a couple bombs. Ash K Batcha, 140 to 1 over at Bet365. I have played Ash K. I've also played Ash K for a T10 at 11 to 1. He got in on the Monday qualifier. I'm a huge fan of this kid. I mean, he has skipped college to become a professional golfer, and it's been a bit of a slow process, but we are really starting to see some fruits of his labor. And I think it's all about to happen for Ash K, and it could easily be this week. On top of that, I'm on the Gellerman train. I bet Michael Gellerman, he's essentially the same guy as Sergio Garcia. Strikes the shit out of the ball, can't putt for anything. But I've bet Michael Gellerman. He was 200 to 1. Now he's like 140 to 1 because it seems like we're all really excited about this guy at the Barracuda this week. I blame Timothy Frank for that. Yeah. So those are two long shots that I do like at the Barracuda. I've also I bet Gary Woodland first thing Monday before I even made a bet on the WGC. I bet Gary Woodland at 33 to 1. I'm seeing him as low as 18 to 1. I don't know how they posted that last week. So I don't know. I don't know how. I don't want to like post it because it's an impossible bet for you guys to make. But Barracuda bets I do like that are still out there. Chez Reavie 40 to 1, Pat Perez 40 to 1, Sam Ryder 70 to 1, and Brendan Steele 60 to 1. So you could just take those as little side nuggets if you're interested in the Barracuda this week. I'll be full bore, like 3 events. I got money on women's golf, I'll have money on the WGC, and Women's Golf Olympics and the Barracuda. So a lot of golf action from me this week. Looking forward to wrapping up the golf season with you guys over the next month, but we'll be right back into it in the fall, along with football. Don't worry about that one bit. I am Geoff Fienberg. Thank you for taking the time to watch my odds checker video for the WGC Classic. Wow, the WGC St. Jude Classic. It's also okay to give yourself a little less exposure this week, whether that be DFS, whether that be a wager, and make a beautiful donation to the team over at St. Jude Children's Hospital. It's a wonderful organization, and any help, I'm sure they would appreciate. I'll be doing my small part. Maybe you can also, because nothing touches the soul more than, I don't know, children who have it worse than your children, and how grateful you have to feel to have beautiful, healthy children, and how sad it must be for those parents. I didn't mean to end it on a downer. I am just enthralled with how great of an organization St. Jude's is, and I always like to take a bit of time to mention that, and even encourage, hey, it's never a bad thing to maybe lower a small unit count and throw a donation over to the people at St. Jude's for all the great work that they do. I am Geoff Fienberg. Like this video, please. That really does help me. Sub to the Odds Checker feed. That would be greatly appreciated. Leave a comment. Tell me who you think is going to win the Barracuda or the WGC, or both. And if you hit them both, I promise, and if it's time stamped, I'll give you a huge prize from me. But you don't even need my prize because you would have probably cleaned up so big to hit 2 winners in the week. Anyhow, I'm Geoff Fienberg. Let's have a great one. We'll see you next week for the Wyndham. Let's catch a winner. I'm out.